All right, we're going to talk about 5 things. 5 simple things that could literally save your life. But here's the twist. Every single one of them feels completely wrong. They go against every natural instinct you have. So let's dive right in. So picture this. You're in some high-stress situation, right? Your heart is just pounding out of your chest, adrenaline is pumping, and you've got to make a choice like right now. We all want to believe our gut instinct is the right move, but what if it's not just wrong, but the exact opposite of what you should do? And yeah, that's exactly what we're digging into today. We're going to break down 5 different scenarios where the right thing to do, the thing that could actually save a life, feels totally backwards. This isn't about gut feelings. This is about knowledge that has to override that initial instinct. Okay, first up, we've got something you could literally see happen anywhere, at the grocery store, at a concert, anywhere. We're calling it the fainting fallacy, and man, it is a perfect example of how our instincts can steer us completely in the wrong direction. Just imagine it. Someone right in front of you just collapses. They go limp and hit the deck. What's your very first impulse? I bet it's to rush over, help them up, try to get them into a sitting position, right? It feels like the right thing to do, the caring thing to do, but it's absolutely not. This is where our instincts get us into serious trouble. That urge to pull someone up, it can actually be dangerous. See, when someone faints, it's usually because blood flow to the brain suddenly dropped. When they're lying flat, gravity is actually their best friend. It helps the body get that blood right back where it needs to go. But if you prop them up, you're now fighting against gravity. You're making it harder for their brain to get the oxygen it's screaming for. So you have to fight that urge. I know it's powerful, but don't lift them. The best thing you can do is make sure they're safe right there on the ground. Check if they're breathing and call for help. Just let gravity do its job. Okay, so we've covered a public emergency. Now let's shift gears to something way quieter, but honestly, just as dangerous. This is something you could run into in a totally normal social setting. So you're at a party, maybe a bar, whatever. Someone hands you a drink, it's got ice in it. You probably wouldn't even think about it, right? But there's this one tiny, tiny detail you can see with your own eyes that could be a huge warning sign. Just take a quick look into your glass. We all learned this in school, right? Ice floats. It's basic physics. So if you happen to look down and see your ice cubes just sitting at the bottom of the glass, well, that law of physics has been broken. And there's a really bad reason why. Yeah, sinking ice isn't just a weird quirk. It's physics screaming at you that something's wrong. It means the density of the liquid has changed, probably because something has been dissolved in it. It's like a silent alarm telling you your drink might have been tampered with. A super small observation that could literally prevent a disaster. All right, our third tip is about a really simple habit. Something tons of us do every single night, especially when it's warm out, and we never even think about it. The advice here is, well, it's pretty blunt. No matter how nice that breeze feels, never sleep with your windows open. I know, it sounds a little over the top, maybe even paranoid. So what's the big deal? Well, it's all about one thing: eliminating opportunity. An open window, especially if you're on the ground floor, is basically a welcome mat for trouble. It's a weak spot in your home security. This has nothing to do with being afraid of fresh air. It's just a basic protocol to make yourself a much, much harder target for an intruder. It's one of the easiest things you can do to stay safe when you're most vulnerable, when you're asleep. Okay, let's move on to a true classic nightmare scenario. You've seen it in a million movies, and it's a fear a lot of us have: a falling elevator. You feel that horrible lurch in your stomach, maybe the lights flicker, and then the floor just drops. You're in free fall. In those few terrifying seconds, what's the plan? What do you do? You know, most people think they know the answer to this one, and they're almost always wrong. So there's this popular myth, right? That you should try to jump right at the last second, just before it hits the bottom, thinking you can somehow cancel out the fall. Look, the timing for that is literally impossible, and even if you could time it, the physics just doesn't add up. The correct thing to do, and yep, it's another counterintuitive one, is to get down on the floor, flat on your back, and cover your head. So why does that work? Simple. When you lie flat, you spread that huge, massive force of impact across your entire body. Instead of all that force concentrating on your legs and spine, it's distributed. This gives your bones and their vital organs the absolute best chance of surviving that sudden stop. It's the single best thing you can do in that worst-case scenario. And for our last one, we've got a protocol for dealing with one of nature's most terrifying forces.
And this one is all about understanding a really dangerous optical illusion.
Imagine this. You're in a storm and you spot a tornado off in the distance. Now, if it doesn't look like it's moving left or right, your first instinct might be to feel relieved. You might think, oh good, it's not coming this way, or that it's just staying put way out there. That thought, that could be a deadly mistake. This all boils down to a pretty simple concept called relative motion. Just think about it for a second. If something is moving across your line of sight, you see it going from side to side. But if an object isn't moving left or right, there are really only two options. Either it's moving directly away from you, or it's moving directly towards you. And when we're talking about a tornado, you absolutely have to assume the worst. A tornado that looks like it's standing still on the horizon isn't stationary at all. It means it's on a direct collision course with you. That lack of sideways motion is the biggest, most urgent red flag you can get. It means you need to take cover right now. Okay, so let's do a super quick recap of these 5 critical rules. 1. Don't pick up someone who has fainted. 2. Check if the ice in your drink is floating. 3. Don't sleep with your windows open. 4. In a falling elevator, lie flat on your back. And 5. If a tornado looks like it's not moving, it's coming right for you. Every single one of these tips goes against our gut reaction, right? But they replace that gut feeling with simple logic and physics that could save your life. The thing is, learning them is the easy part. The real challenge is remembering to do them when your adrenaline is pumping and you're in a panic. The real question is, will you?